you're in bed by 8, yawning that you're tired and weary. Well, bye-bye, dearie. You were once exciting, now you're deja vu. That is why I'm writing this swan song to you.
That was great. Half hour, guys. Cappuccino's on me. Danielle, you want anything?
No, thanks. Don't be long. Rhonda? Guys? Who's there? Is anyone there?
Why is Danielle bringing a piano with her?
Not just a piano, a grand piano.
And she's bringing it with her from New York.
Yeah, well, you know how artists are. She gets nervous in front of an audience, and if she figures if she has her own piano, it's one less thing to worry about.
I see.
Oh, she's here.
Dad, you look fine. Hey.
Mark!
Hi, beautiful.
I am so glad to see you. Stephen, put one right there.
Hey, I saw your reviews from New York. They were outstanding.
Who'd have thunk it?
About you, we always knew about you.
Did my piano arrive yet?
Not yet.
They promised me it would get here before I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mrs. Currier, one of my patients. Her blood work's back, and I've got to check it out right away.
Oh, here it is.
Steve? Yeah, Dad, I'll get Danielle settled in and see to the piano. You go.
I'll see you later.
Okay. I feel like I'm home.
You are home.
Mwah.
You gonna take this piano with you everywhere?
You think I'm a diva, don't you?
No. No, I mean, if it helps you get over your nerves.
Last week in New York was a perfect example. I was in a hall that I know, in a city that loves me, and I was so nervous on stage, I didn't know if I could speak. But the minute I sat down at the piano, my piano, it was just me, alone in my living room with an old friend.
Piano tuner will be here in about an hour.
Oh, sounds like she survived the trip.
Dad says you're gonna record a new album. All new songs?
Mm-hmm. Tell me what you think of this one. This'll be the last time I say this to you.
Isn't that
I'm
on your
sick of your-
second album?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing a new arrangement, going to re-record it.
Oh.
You can't tell what it sounds like until the piano's tuned. You feel like taking me somewhere terrific for lunch?
Sure. You, like barbecue?
Oh, I love it.
Sure.
Dr. Travis, I need a really, really big favor. It's about Danielle Marsh.
The singer?
The singer, Dr. Sloan's best friend, or one of his best friends. Anyway, she's staying with him.
And?
She's my absolute total idol.
I thought Amanda was your idol.
Oh, she's my idol now, but before medical school, you know, when I was a kid, I really, really wanted to be a songwriter, and I used to fantasize that I was Danielle Marsh.
You write songs.
If I do say so myself, I've written some pretty cool lyrics. Of course, they're mostly about death.
Sweet. Wow. You know, remind me to listen to those when I have a little more time.
So, when can you introduce me to her?
Oh, You know, Ellie, I don't even know the woman myself.
Yeah, but you know Dr. Sloan, and he knows her. I wrote this song that would be absolutely perfect for her.
You know, I'm sorry, I just don't feel comfortable imposing on his friendship like that, so, you just have to find a way to meet her on your own.
Okay, right. I'll tell her. All right, see you. Dad said he'd be home in 5 minutes. He's been acting like he...
Are you all right? Nobody knew where you went.
I don't understand the people in the music business anymore.
You saw your promoter.
I don't know who these people are or why they're in the business. They don't care about the music. They don't care about the show. All they care about is the money.
The world has changed.
The music's changed.
Not for everybody. Not for me.
I know you're eager to advance this love, but first I need you to enhance this love. But what I really need the most is you to be a bit verbose. So, baby, talk to me.
I know you're ready to be physical, and I can see your lips are kissable. But before we get to that, those lips were also built to chat. So, baby, talk to me.
Do you know that's the first song I ever recorded?
Really? You know, the first time I heard it was in that bar.
Tinkers. Oh, that was a lifetime ago. I can't believe you know that song.
Tell me that you love the way I walk and all the other kinds of pillow talk.
So if you're ready to rehearse, hold me tight and let's converse. Oh, baby,
talk to me.
I hate to break this up, but I have a few official questions. When you gave this address at the scene, the police report got kicked over to me.
What scene? What happened?
Thank you. Actually, I'm kind of relieved you found out.
Why is that?
Because the more I think about it, the more I worry.
About what? Will somebody tell me what's happening?
I was chased by a man in a red car this afternoon.
Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't want to worry you. I told the police.
Did you see the license number on the car?
No.
How about the man? What did he look like?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 35 or 40, salt and pepper hair. It was the same man who chased me in the theater in New York.
You've seen him before? Why didn't you tell the officer that?
Because a story like this winds up in the newspapers and brings out every weirdo in town. I don't need that. I guess I was hoping it was a fan, somebody harmless.
Danielle, if somebody chased you in New York, followed you all the way to California, I wouldn't call it harmless.
I was afraid you'd say that.
If you've got an hour, why don't you come with me and talk to a sketch artist? And maybe we'll get lucky and find this guy.
I've got a board meeting. I'll see you two back here at dinner.
What do you think?
His hair was a little longer, and his face was a little thinner, I think.
Well, you say he's wanted for questioning. No one will know he's connected to you.
Thank you.
Better?
Yes, I think so. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you come in.
Please, go on. Jesse, wait up. I didn't have a chance to talk to you yesterday after Danielle's physical. Did you get the blood work back yet?
Happened?
No.
I didn't examine her.
Why not?
Well, she was upset that you weren't there.
Well, didn't you explain to her?
I said that you had an emergency, you would be back as soon as you could, and she walked out.
She didn't tell me any of that.
Well, I'm not surprised.
What do you mean?
That's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Jesse, talk to me.
All right. She was rude, she was insulting, and then she left.
That's very unlike her.
Well, you can ask Ellie Rose. She was there, too.
Hi. Dr. Swan asked me to drop these files by the house.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm Ellie Rose. We met yesterday at the hospital. I brought you some coffee.
Oh, of course. Come in.
I heard you playing. It was very beautiful. That was from your second album, wasn't it?
Yes.
Do you mind if I stay and listen to you for a few minutes?
Sit down.
I don't know why I just lied to you. Dr. Slowden didn't send me down here with those papers. He doesn't even know that I'm here. When he finds out, he's probably going to be furious with me, and Dr. Travis will probably kill me. I have been a fan of yours since I was a kid. I mean, you were my idol. You inspired me to play the piano and to write songs. I memorized all of your albums, even the double album.
You're kidding.
The one that only sold in Europe? My mom bought it for me for my 16th birthday. I played it so many times I wore it out. I don't want to cry anymore. And so there I was at work today singing the song that I wrote, and then the next thing I know, I'm standing on Dr. Sloan's doorstep ringing the bell. I just had to meet you. I wanted to talk to you about writing songs, and I wanted to play this song that I wrote for you. It would be absolutely perfect for you.
Oh, Ellie.
You just think I'm a crazy groupie.
Oh, not at all. I was just remembering what it was like to have a dream and follow it with all my heart.
I kind of gave up that dream for medical school.
Oh, I don't know. You're here. That tells me a lot. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Okay. You're more than just my friend. You give me strength inside. I know at times I tend to swim against the tide, but you're always on my side. I count on you, you count on me. Who knows what lies ahead? What would we do if our paths should split? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
I'm sorry. That's a terrific song.
You really think so?
I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. John, I want you to meet... I'm sorry. What was your name again?
Ellie Rose.
Hi.
Hi.
Ellie, would you excuse me? John and I have some business we need to discuss.
But you haven't heard the whole song.
Well, leave it. I'll play it through later on.
Well, I was kind of hoping that maybe you would like it so much that maybe you would want to perform it in your concert.
I only perform my own song. Everybody knows that.
Well, I thought
No
maybe...
exceptions, ever. I'm sorry.
Mrs. Courier's files. Oh, sorry. Meat. Steve? Something wrong?
Dad, we have a problem. I'm really worried about Danielle.
Danielle? Are you all right? I'm worried about you. You don't seem yourself.
What are you talking about?
I heard what happened at the hospital with Jesse.
I was in pain. So much pain, and they wouldn't give me anything to make the pain go away.
Yesterday you were in pain?
I begged them. I thought I'd die and no one would help.
Danielle, yesterday you went to the hospital for a physical.
Let go of me. Who are you, and why are you asking me these questions?
Danielle.
Don't leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
Danielle, it's Mark. Look at me. It's Mark.
Mark?
Yes.
I don't know why this happens to me. I get so nervous, it's like I don't know where I am. The concert in New York, it was the first time I was on stage in 6 years. And before the show, I was a mess. I was seeing things and hearing things. It's just happening. It's just nerves, that's all it is. I'm just stressed out.
You know, Danielle, Dr. Travis said you left the hospital before he could do the physical.
I'll bet he said I was a real pain, too. Look, I hadn't met my promoter yet. I hadn't seen the concert hall yet. I was nervous. I know that's no excuse.
You know the song you were writing last night? This morning I tried to play some of the notes you'd written down.
And you couldn't read it?
Mm-mm.
I have my own kind of shorthand. Nobody can read my music. I don't see what the two things have to do with each other.
Well, I don't either, but there could be some kind of a pattern there.
Of what?
You know, Steve said the police reported that they couldn't find one witness or even a single piece of evidence that even suggested that anybody was following you yesterday. And according to the New York police, you never reported the incident at the theater.
You think I made these things up? What would be the point of making them up and then trying to keep them out of the papers?
I can't imagine.
You think I'm crazy?
Of course not. But I've just been trying to figure out. Would you mind if I ask you a couple of questions? What did you have for breakfast this morning?
Oh, I don't know. Coffee, I guess. Maybe toast.
Do you know what day it is?
Mark, I'm preparing for a concert. Who keeps track of days?
The month? The year? You know who the current president of the United States is?
I've been invited to play at the White House. I was thinking of playing this song. I wrote it this afternoon.
You're more than just my friend. You give me strength inside. I know at times I tend to swim against the tide, but you're always on my side. I count on you, you count on me. Who knows what lies ahead? I count on you, you count on me. Who knows what lies ahead? What would we do if our paths should split? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Beautiful. I bet that'll be a big hit. Now, can you tell me who the president is?
Why are you treating me like an idiot? I thought you were my friend.
Cross that bridge when we come to it.
Hey, play that again.
Isn't it Danielle's song?
Everyone thinks it's perfect for her.
Yeah, Ellie wrote it. Maybe you can get Danielle to listen to it.
I think she already has.
I think Danielle is aware that something is wrong.
She pretended she wrote Ellie's song. She has to know something's wrong. You done?
No.
You talking about Alzheimer's disease?
Yeah, it could be. It seems like the early stages of it. Big mood swings. And the other day at the beach, she appeared to go back to another time and place.
Just gonna have a little bit.
Will you stop?
You know, if you didn't eat so fast, you wouldn't be so hungry.
Well, if she imagined being followed downtown and chased in New York, would that be consistent with Alzheimer's?
Could be.
Could also be transient ischemic attacks.
Yeah, it's a series of small temporary strokes.
She should be evaluated for that. Have you spoken to her?
Yeah, I tried to. I asked her a few simple questions trying to test her short-term memory. And I guess she thought I was patronizing because she just left the room. Look, I was going to save this till later, but you go ahead and eat it.
No, I don't want. Nah, it's fine. I don't want it.
No, please, go ahead. Take it.
If you're not gonna eat it, you know, someone should. Hold that one. Need some salt.
On a bacon and anchovy sandwich?
A sense of sadness surrounds me. I've lost the one thing that grounds me. Please call and say you're coming home to stay. Then unpack, get us back on track. I know I haven't been blameless, and your behavior was shameless.
It's hard enough playing this piano without the keys turning pink.
Just trying to give you some mood.
I create the mood with the songs, Larry. I don't need any help.
All right.
Yeah, we keep it pretty stark. Just some flowers on the piano, a spotlight on Danielle. That's about it.
Little stagecraft never hurts.
Now, why don't you let me worry about the show and you take care of the details, okay? Like paying this man for shipping my piano from New York. Or are you too busy working the lights to cut him a check?
Danielle, are you okay? Are you sure you can get through this?
Get through what?
You're so on edge. Everything seems to set you off. I'm just worried about you.
What is your problem?
My problem is you can't finish a song. I don't know if you can make it through the show.
Larry, she's fine.
I don't believe this guy.
Danielle, pay John and get her piano down here, and don't worry about her. She's gonna be great. Don't leave until he pays you.
This promoter, he's driving me crazy. And I'm taking it out on everybody around me. I'm sorry I blew up yesterday.
Oh, I think everybody understands the kind of pressure you're under.
When Eric died, that couple of weeks I spent with you, I used to come up here a lot.
Well, it was a tough time for you, I know.
It's still tough. Not a day goes by I don't think about him. You know, next month, we'd have been married 23 years. When Eric got sick, he made me promise that I'd find another man and go on with my life. I haven't been able to. Maybe I never will. Do you still think of Catherine?
Every day.
Mark, yesterday, when you were asking me those questions, you think I'm going crazy, don't you?
Of course not.
See, no.
Is that what you think?
Well, what else could it be?
Would it be any number of things?
Such as?
It could be transient ischemic attacks. They're tiny blood clots that get in the artery going to the brain. It causes neurological damage, but the best thing is it's completely reversible.
So I may not know who you are today, but tomorrow I might recognize you again.
That's right.
What else?
Well, it could be depression. A long-term depression sometimes mimics Alzheimer's. But the thing is, once the depression lifts, the memory loss is gone. And there are all kinds of new medications for depression.
And there are some tests that you can run that will tell us what it is?
Oh, yes.
I've been so worried. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just making a great big deal out of nothing.
Get my phone.
Cellophane wrapper came from a candy or a mint of some kind, and the tire tracks and shoe prints were too smeared for any identification. I owe you an apology.
So do I.
I was beginning to think the car chase downtown and the incident in New York never happened.
You're forgiven.
I've got some men going door to door just to see if anyone saw anything. Can you describe the man who chased you again?
Well, he was about 5'10", athletic, salt and pepper hair. I keep thinking I know him.
He does sound familiar.
Oh, Mark, before we do the physical, there's a couple of people I need to see.
Sure.
Ellie?
Danielle, Miss Marsh. Oh, my gosh. I never expected you to come down here. I mean, nobody ever comes down here. Well, Dr. Bentley does. But
Ellie,
not that I don't keep things neat and tidy usually. I mean, I do. Well, usually you know how things get when you're working. I mean, if I had known that you were coming, I certainly...
Ellie, it's okay. I just wanted to tell you how good your song is.
My song?
Yes.
Is good?
It is. In fact, it's so good, I wanted people to think I wrote it. I've been doing some things lately that just aren't like me.
You like my song? I mean, you really like my song?
I'm going to record it on my album.
I'm speechless.
Why do I find that hard to believe?
Nothing like this has ever happened to me before. I mean, I don't know how to thank you.
Oh, Ellie.
Oh, I have other songs. A lot of them. I'd be happy to come and play them for you sometime.
Goodbye, Ellie.
At your convenience, of course.
Easy. Yeah.
John, please.
You know how I feel about you.
And I don't feel that way about you. I'm sorry. Just a little,
You don't have to explain.
He's been a good friend for a long time. He'll get over this. Okay, tell me. How did the tests come out?
Oh, they'll call as soon as the results are in.
I pulled some photographs that match your description of the man who was following you. You recognize any of them?
Mm-hmm. That's him.
Are you sure?
Positive.
You know him?
No, I don't think so.
We're gonna split.
Are you going to the concert hall?
Yes.
I'll ride with you.
You know, I don't know whether it's a good idea if you go out alone.
I'll be with John. Believe me, he won't let anybody get near me.
She picked the photo you gave me. Who is he?
You met him a long time ago. That's Eric, Danielle's husband.
Well, he's dead. He died 6 years ago. Why would Danielle lie about who was following her? And why would she say it was Eric? She knows you were friends.
She didn't recognize him. You know, I'm beginning to wonder if anybody was following her at all. You said yourself there's no evidence to support it here or in New York.
So she imagined it?
Imagined or remembered. You know, the psychology of it makes sense. Eric was a very possessive. Right after they were married, he kept tabs on her all the time, followed her to recording sessions. She could be thinking back to that time in her life.
Yeah, but someone did take a shot at her in your presence.
Yeah. Give me a hand with this, will you?
One thing's for sure. If I find out who the shooter is, I can't let her perform. There's no way I could guarantee her safety.
This is exactly like the cellophane wrapper I found on the beach when Danielle was shot at.
Dad, it's a cellophane wrapper. Don't they all look alike?
No, look at this one. It's got very distinctive markings on it. You know, John was just here. He must have dropped it in this bowl.
Unless Danielle left it there.
But Danielle wasn't the one that dropped it on the beach.
Yeah, this is Lieutenant Sloan, badge number 384. I need you to dispatch a patrol car to meet me at the L.A. Concert Hall. Right.
I'm going with you.
We got here within 5 minutes of your call, but the woman you're looking for, Danielle Marsh, was already gone.
Any idea where she went?
No.
Where's Danielle?
I already told them. She got upset when she was playing a song and she cut out.
Where'd she go?
You got me.
You like candy, John? You left a wrapper at the house.
So what's this, a littering bust? Don't you think you guys are overreacting a little bit?
You also left a wrapper on the hill when you took a shot at Danielle.
I never would have shot at her. Never would.
Because you love her.
Yeah, I do.
She rejected you.
Doesn't mean I'm gonna try and kill her. Oh, come on, that is twisted. I don't even own a gun. I've never even fired one.
Where did that candy come from?
Danielle, she kept him around for the crew. She had him in her dressing room. She had him backstage. Danielle never ate him herself, but she just thought the crew got more energy out of it.
Did you notice anybody else eating the candy?
Cut me loose.
Leaving before the concert?
Well, my services to Danielle are just about done.
You, dropped this candy wrapper at the beach when you tried to kill her.
I didn't try to kill her. I tried to make it look like somebody was out to kill her.
Why would you do something like that?
She asked me to. She was scared. She knew you didn't believe her story that someone was following her. She thought the press would get wind of it and make it sound like she was losing her mind. She came here today to ask me to try again, and this time not to miss.
Why would you come to you?
I started hunting with my dad when I was 10 years old. Danielle's seen all my marksmanship ribbons.
So you agreed to this?
Have you ever seen this disease, Lieutenant? Up close? Do you know what it does to people? Their bodies go on, and their minds just fall apart. They can't dress themselves or feed themselves. They don't know how to use the simplest thing like a fork or a napkin. They can't take a pill to make it go away. It is day in and day out. And the worst part is, they can see it coming. They see the madness settling into their brains. And they know the only way out is out.
Rhonda.
Oh, don't worry. I told her I couldn't do it. She was furious with me. She started screaming and crying, and then she left.
Where'd she go?
can make a pretty good guess. Danielle? Danielle, let's talk. Danielle, come away from the edge, please. Rhonda told us everything. Danielle, I know how afraid you must feel right now.
Do you? Do you really know how it feels? What it's like to wake up in the morning and you're 18 again, living in your mama's house. And you jump up to get dressed, only someone else's clothes are there. And you go downstairs to have breakfast, and these people are talking to you and touching you, and you don't know who they are. You're in some stranger's house. And then all of a sudden you're not. You're back in your own kitchen with people you love. Only you have no idea how you got there. And you think to yourself, oh, I'm stressed out. Tomorrow will be better. Only it's not, it's worse. Your friends start looking at you like you're walking around naked. Like they're embarrassed to be seen with you. And you think, what did I say? Am I drunk? Did I forget that I had too much to drink? And then you remember, you don't drink at all, so it can't be that. It's like being in some terrible nightmare and you can't wake up because it's not a nightmare, it's your life. Do you really know how that feels?
No, I don't. But I know how I feel about you, and I'm not going to let you go through this alone.
Not going to let me? What can you do about it? It's not exactly something I can share.
There are all kinds of research going on. There are drug therapies to help slow down the process.
Slow it down. But not stop it, not reverse it.
Nobody gets that wild card, Danielle. We're all going to get older. We're all going to have parts that wear out. But you can't give up. You've got songs to sing, people to sing to.
And how long are my fans going to want to hear me sing? Some broken-down bag lady of a pop singer. I don't want to be a pathetic old woman.
All right, then don't be. Look, right now, today, tomorrow, who knows for how long, you can look at the ocean. You can smell the flowers, feel the breeze in your face. We can talk. You can go for walks. You can have a life.
And when I can't play the piano anymore, when I can't remember the words,
we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
You'll be there?
Always.
I'm so scared.
Sorry, ma'am, no reporters allowed on the crime scene.
My identification. I think you should take me to the lead investigator.
Her name is Tanya Gardner. Her husband was in Tokyo on business. He's on his way home now.
Murder in the commission of a burglary, huh?
That's what it looks like.
And the killer is a man named Grant Connor. Inspector Vanessa Churchill, Scotland Yard.
Inspector?
What has the yard got to do with a garden variety murder in Malibu?
Grant Connor is a jewel thief. I've been following him for 6 months, getting closer and closer. I lost him last night, 3 blocks away. Reuben, Samson, and Delilah.
Authentic?
Probably not. Uh-huh. This was Connor's usual M.O. Cut through a glass window or door, avoiding the alarm wires.
Does he usually kill to get what he wants?
No. Usually he just seduces and betrays his victims. It was Connor's way of finding out where important jewels are kept. He slept with the women who owned them. This one. She was very beautiful, wasn't she?
Any idea why he killed her?
Maybe she wasn't supposed to be here when he broke in. Maybe she could identify him. Or
Yes.
maybe she helped him and then made demands. Women have been known to be like that.
And maybe he didn't want to give in to her demands.
Men have been known to be like that.
But not to kill, surely.
Perhaps you've known different men than I have.
She was so sweet-tempered, you know. Always made you feel like you mattered to her, you know what I mean?
Can you give me an idea of her itinerary the past few weeks?
Easy. Every day was the same. She slept in late. After lunch, she and I would go to Saks, Beverly Hills. She'd shop 3, 4 hours. Come back with a lipstick, new pair of shoes, like that.
And, old Seton Barkley, is he still at the yard?
With the yard, he is the yard.
Yes. He was here back in, oh, gee, when was it?
86, 87, somewhere late in the 80s.
That's right. He was working on,
The runaway royalty murder.
That's right. And his wife, Tabitha, how's she?
Truthfully, I don't know. I haven't really spent any time to speak of with Seton for several years. Sorry.
Would you tell me something?
If I can.
That painting, Samson and Delilah, how did you know that was not the original?
The original was auctioned off in 1640, the year Rubens died. When it appeared again in the Prince of Liechtenstein collection in Vienna, it was widely believed to be a fake, a very good copy by Jan van Heck. Then it disappeared again and was rediscovered in 1929 when it was sold to a German tobacco dealer. This time it was heralded as the original Rubens, but no one knew what happened to the copy by Van Heck. Then the painting was lost again, resurfacing only recently. So who can say? Rubens, Van Heck, or someone else entirely?
Sounds like a shell game.
A very expensive one, yes. Good morning. Oh, wouldn't happen to know of any cigar shops in the area that might carry a small, unadvertised supply of Cuban cigars, would you?
Cuban cigars are illegal in the United States.
Yes, well, even so, I had heard that some proprietors keep a limited supply for their favored customers.
Is this pertinent to the Connor case?
No, not at all. It's a disgusting habit, I admit, but I've developed rather a fondness for cigars, particularly Havanas.
You smoke cigars.
At first, it was a way to get my colleagues to accept me as one of the boys. Then I got hooked.
Oh, I see.
I wouldn't want you to give me any information that might leave you feeling compromised. But if you would think, as I would, that I'd only be skating on the edge of the most minor of illegalities.
Well, if you can think of anything else, no matter how unimportant it might seem to you,
I'll call her.
thank you.
She said she'd meet you back at the station. I've got to get to the hospital and make my rounds. Hello. Hi, Amanda. I'm on my way back there right now. And I've got some good news for you.
I just spoke to Mark, and he's agreed to donate a signed Agatha Christie first edition.
Oh, no.
Mrs. Simpkins brought in a gown that was actually worn by Princess Di.
Wow.
And I think we have an original teddy bear from Theodore Roosevelt's era.
Look, I know what an original teddy bear is, okay?
All right.
You're not the only one around here who knows the value of something.
Oh, where's all this coming from?
Sorry.
I'm just excited about the quality of items that are being donated for the fundraiser.
I know. You know, the thing is, I've got this violin. It was a gift from my father.
Your father?
Yeah, he brought it back from Eastern Europe about 18 years ago. Anyway, it's signed.
By whom?
It's not a Stradivarius. It's not even an Amati.
It's not Sears and Roebuck, is it?
Oh, no, it's a Berganzi.
A Berganzi?
Ever hear of Carlo Berganzi? He was an 18th century violin maker who apprenticed under Amati, who ultimately inherited Stradivarius's workshop.
And your father told you all this?
Yeah, but then I read up on him.
Well, could be worth a fortune.
You know, it's hard to say. Manufacturers would often forge signatures just to sell instruments.
You've never had it authenticated?
No, but, you know, I figure I might as well give it to the hospital for the auction.
Wait a minute. Now, Jesse, if the violin was actually made by this...
Berganzi?
Berganzi, it could be worth what?
I don't know. I mean, a Stradivarius sold for $1 million in 1996.
There you go. You must get the instrument appraised.
But it's not a Stradivarius. It's probably not even a Berganzi. I mean, what are the odds of that, right?
I have an authenticator coming to appraise some items. Would you like me to have him look at your violin?
It's probably worth $200 at most.
So what? That's still a generous donation.
Look, it's not like I play the thing, so if I can give it to a worthy cause, well then, good.
Jesse, I want you to think about it. What I don't want is for you to donate the violin and regret it later. Hmm?
Right. Absolutely not. I will think about it.
According to her chauffeur, Mrs. Gardner went to a store in Beverly Hills every day for 3 or 4 hours. But her credit card records show that she hardly ever bought anything.
Well, no law against window shopping.
No fun in it either.
Inspector Churchill has another theory.
The store is directly across the street from the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. I stopped in on my way here.
So, if the victim were having an affair, she could have been using shopping as a cover.
Grant Connor, courtesy Interpol. He registered at the Beverly Wilshire 10 days ago. Checked out this morning, early.
So you think the thief cozied up to the victim, got her to tell him where the jewels were, broke into her house, and then what? Killed her?
Inspector Churchill thinks that maybe she didn't know he was going to rob her, or maybe she did and wanted to go with him.
Grant Connor is a very charming man.
Yeah, he looks charming. What did he take?
We won't know until the husband returns, but whatever it was, it must have been worth a lot if he was willing to kill for it.
All right. I'll put out an APB.
I agree. That would be the smart thing to do.
Well, thank you, Inspector. I'm so glad Scotland Yard approves.
Can I help you?
I'm looking for Cuban cigars.
Sorry, we don't carry them.
In that case, I'm looking for a man who smokes Cuban cigars. This man.
You a cop?
I belong to a presidential inquiry committee. President Cleveland. Perhaps you recognize the picture. And he would be ever so grateful if, when you see this man we're looking for, you would give me a call.
Grant, come here. You're on TV.
He is sought for questioning in connection with a burglary in Malibu and the possible murder of a woman, Tanya Gardner, the former model and actress and young wife of millionaire Edward Gardner.
Is that true about the woman?
Of course not. I told you what happened.
Where are you going?
Friends.
Well, Grant, how will I know how to get in touch with you?
I'll call you. I'll be a good girl and find my shoes.
I've been expecting you.
You caught the 6 o'clock news.
As did 500,000 other people. Come on in.
I only need to stay a few days.
Unfortunately, I already have a house guest.
Vanessa.
One of these days, you're going to have to find a fence I haven't introduced you to.
Two eggs, boiled for exactly 3 minutes, 7-grain bread, sweet butter, and coffee, black. Unless you've changed your dietary habits.
Doesn't appear as if either of us has changed.
You were very clever to find me.
You don't know all the places I looked where I didn't find you.
We need to talk. Without the diamond I stole from the lovely Mrs. Gardner.
Was it absolutely necessary that she die?
Do you really want to go there?
Ooh, didn't mean to touch a nerve.
Let's keep to the topic at hand. Your little collection is practically worthless without the Pride diamond.
Perhaps $10 million. That's hardly worthless.
But this is a case of the whole being greater than the sum of its parts. 6 diamonds are worth maybe 15 million. But completing the collection with all 7, what would you guess? 50? 100 million? Maybe more.
That's assuming I can even procure the 7th.
I have no doubt you will.
What did you have in mind?
5 million.
Dollars?
Oh, yes.
I'll have to think about that.
You have 5 minutes.
Let me explain something to you. For me, this isn't just about the money. It's about owning a piece of history. It's about having in my possession something that Nicholas Romanoff once held in his hands. I failed your education when I neglected to impart that same sense of awe.
And now you have 4 minutes.
I'll call a cab. You can take me to it right now.
And they say the British have no sense of humor. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. You have the 5 million on you. I didn't see it when you disrobed last night.
I won't have it until I sell the collection. The complete collection.
Then I guess you'll have to borrow it.
And how can I be certain you even have the stone?
You're certain or you wouldn't have come after me.
I would have thought you would have hidden it right here on Ira's mantelpiece. Hide in plain sight. Isn't that your usual M.O.?
You ought to know. You taught me everything.
Hello?
Inspector Churchill.
Yes.
Yes, I think you should come out to the Gardner place right away. There's been some developments. My son's interviewing Tanya Gardner's husband, but I think it's unlikely he had anything to do with the murder.
That would have been my guess also.
Oh, I bought you this. It's not Cuban, but it is expensive. I thought maybe it'd do in a pinch.
Thank you. Lovely.
Mr. Gardner's identified the piece that was stolen from their safe. It was a diamond, one of a set of 7.
7?
You want a light for that?
No, I'll save it for later.
The set was called The 7 Deadly Sins. They were cut for the last Tsar of Russia.
Nicholas Romanoff.
Yes. They were, each one was a slightly different color, I understand, and each one was cut in a slightly different manner. The largest one was called Gluttony, and then the one with a red tinge in it was called Anger, and so on.
Fascinating.
I guess after the Russian Revolution, the set was split up, and the move to reunite the set has become quite an obsession, I guess, with some of the collectors around the world.
Understandably so.
You sure you don't want to light that cigar?
No, thank you. No, really. I just had one. So, these jewels.
Well, interestingly enough, 5 of them have been stolen in the last 18 months. The one that was in the Gardner safe is the 6th one, Pride, I think.
I knew Connor was up to something. I had no idea it was this big.
You know, I have a private concern here. The 7th one, Lust, I think it's called, has been donated to an auction benefiting the hospital where I work.
So you think that Grant Connor is planning to steal that one as well?
Can I ask you a favor?
Certainly.
Would you smoke that cigar? Just a couple of puffs. I have to know if it's as good as the salesman convinced me there was.
All right. Oh, what a shame. I seem to have left my lighter.
Here you go. You have to cut the end off first, otherwise it won't draw. You never smoked a cigar in your life, did you? You never worked at the yard either.
What gave me away?
Anyone who knows as much as you know about Rubens' paintings would have known everything there is to know about those diamonds I told you about.
Not necessarily.
Well, then there's also the matter of Inspector Barkley's wife, Tabitha. Barkley was a lifelong bachelor. He did have a succession of dogs, bloodhounds, every one of them named Tabitha. He was notorious for bringing them to work with him, and anyone who worked at the yard would have known that.
My real name is Vanessa Thackeray. Grant Connor broke into my house in England and stole my jewelry. He did almost all those things to me that he did to that poor woman. He seduced me and made a fool of me.
And you want revenge?
My typical story has a twist, however. My husband came home unexpectedly, caught him, and they struggled. My husband had a heart attack and died. I want Grant Connor caught. You have the death penalty here in America, which makes it even better. I'm sorry if that sounds harsh, but it's how I feel. And I'm sorry I lied to you. I was afraid you wouldn't let me in on the investigation otherwise.
You're right. I couldn't then, and I can't now. You know I have to check out that identity, too.
Of course.
You think she'll walk away from this? I didn't think so either.
Cigar?
Yeah.
Have to bite the end off.
This one?
Hey.
Jesse, is that the violin?
No, I'm Al Capone. Take it.
I can't take it unless you're sure.
I am sure. Don't I sound it?
No.
Well, I am, so take it. So, you know, maybe I will just take one last peek at it. It was a gift from my father, and then I'll hand it over. Okay. Here.
Can't accept it.
What?
You're not ready to give it up.
I said I'm ready, and I am. So, here.
Jesse, this is a gift from your father, and I really think that you should hold on to it. And I'm sorry, I have tons to do.
You don't want it?
No.
You telling me it's not good enough for your auction?
Jesse, this isn't about the violin. It's about your father.
My father? You're crazy.
Jesse, forget I've known you a long time. And we'd love to have your violin in the auction.
You think there's any chance that she killed Tanya Gardner?
You know, there's 2 exits to this place.
I'll take the one on the west side.
Are you Cornwallis? Polly. Cornwallis is my last name. I thought I went better with costume. Cornwallis costume.
May I see that ring there?
Oh, sure. All of my stuff is guaranteed costume quality jewelry.
Very nice.
Thank you.
What about that necklace there?
Oh, that was worn by Rita Hayworth in Rain.
Oh. Oh, yes.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yes. Do you have a restroom?
Sure. It's right back there.
What about that piece there?
That's, just decoration. It's junk.
But I like it. How much?
I'm sorry, it's not for sale.
Everything's for sale. Name a price.
I really am sorry. It's my boyfriend's. He's just letting me use it for window decorations, but he was very definite. He wants it back.
Oh. Do you mind if I just look at it? Ah. Oh, sweet. Yes. It's lovely. Too bad. I know just what I would have done with it. And then there was one.
My boyfriend said the diamond was worth thousands of dollars and that this woman he knew had killed somebody to get it.
Is this your boyfriend, Grant Connor?
Yes.
Did he tell you you were receiving stolen goods?
No.
And that is a felony?
I don't know anything about that. He just gave it to me to hold for him for a couple of days. That's all. Look, if it really was stolen, why would he have me place it here right where anybody could see it?
Edgar Allan Poe, the Purloined Letter.
What?
The origin of hide in plain sight.
Dr. Sloan, pretty lady give me $5 and this address. Said to tell you that the man you want, this is where he's at.
We know that pseudonyms aside, her real name is Vanessa Sellers. That she's something of a legend in Europe. A retired cat burglar.
An alleged cat burglar. She's never been convicted of anything.
And what would that make you? Her alleged, how should I put this?
Wholesaler?
Offense is offense is offense, Mr. Janos.
Vanessa Sellers and I haven't had any business dealings for the past 7 years. As a matter of fact, I'd also heard that she was retired. That is, until she showed up on my doorstep last night.
Who is Grant Connor?
He was her protege and her lover.
How tidy.
They had a falling out 3-4 years ago, another woman, I believe. But they seemed to be on fine terms last night and early this morning when they finally parted ways. I hope I'm not telling you more than you wanted to know.
Oh, there's no such thing.
Well, then perhaps you'll want to know this. Grant told me that Vanessa stole a very important diamond 2 nights ago and apparently killed a woman in the process.
I don't believe it.
Which part?
I don't believe she killed Tanya Gardner.
Well, there's 2 people that said she did.
2 people that Grant Connor told. It doesn't fit the profile from Scotland Yard we got on Vanessa Sellers.
Well, it doesn't fit Grant Connor's profile either.
True. But if she killed somebody, why would she hang around waiting to be arrested?
Well, returning to the scene of the crime may be a cliche, but it's based on fact. Criminals have been known to work themselves into the investigation of the very crime they committed. There is another reason she might have tried to get in on the investigation. The seventh diamond is going to be auctioned off in 2 more days. And who better to lead her right to it than you?
Yeah, but that'd be foolish of her. She's got to know we're going to be guarding that diamond more closely than ever.
Foolish or incredibly daring. And that does fit Vanessa Sellers' profile.
I think I just lost my appetite.
Hi, I'm Jesse Travis.
Yes?
Oh, I donated a violin.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, did you, get a chance to look at it yet?
Which?
The violin. It's a Berganzi.
Mr. Van Ark has been so busy examining all of these items.
It's a copy, isn't it?
Oh, yes, the factory-made violin. Yes, the forged signature was quite good, actually. Almost had me fooled. But the incorrect lacquer coating gave it away.
So it's worth what?
Oh, depending on the sentimental value, of course.
There's no sentimental value. $250, $300?
$49.
Dollars?
Yes.
You couldn't even round it up to an even 50?
I don't ever round up anything. The value is the value, period.
$49.
I understand how disappointing it would be to find out something you've cherished is worthless.
Believe me, I never cherished it. I kept it in a box, in my college locker, in my closet, so don't worry about it.
Listen.
Nah, it's fine. I should have known it was a phony, just like everything else my father gave to me.
Phony doesn't necessarily mean worthless. There was a rather well-known violin maker in the early part of the 19th century who crafted exquisite copies of famous violins.
Yes, well, thank you for that illuminating information.
Some count named Rosario Caltabiano. He loved making violins. He handcrafted them lovingly, and then, because he was a nobleman and not supposed to do a laborer's work, he signed other people's names to them and sent them out to be sold.
Yes, well, thank you. I believe you left a section over there undusted.
Hey, did you know about this Caltabiano guy?
Yes, of course. Everyone knows about the Italian Count.
Did you check to see if mine was one of his?
Well, no.
How much would a fake Caltabiano be worth?
About 20, 25,000.
Thereabouts. I'll look into it.
Good idea.
Hey, how'd you know so much about where'd the...
Hello. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
What are you doing here? How did you get in this car?
It's a talent I have.
I just got a call from Steve. They found a gun in your hotel room, the murder weapon.
In the loo?
Yes. Every law enforcement agency in this county is out looking for you.
Grant Connor set me up.
Vanessa.
Right from the beginning. Even the alarm that went off. I've never tripped a burglar alarm in my life.
I'm going to have to turn you over to the police.
I won't let you. I've got a gun.
No, you don't. Scotland Yard sent me a copy of your files. You never carry a gun.
If you know that, you know I couldn't have killed Tanya Gardner.
I admit I'm kind of leaning that way myself, but the police department isn't.
At least let me explain my side of this to you. Please. Grant's been telling anybody who would listen that I did it. He's been quite insistent.
That's bothered me a little bit, too.
So when I left the hotel, I rang up the front desk and asked them to send up a plumber to check my loo. Ask them which plumber they sent up. He'll tell you there was no gun in the loo after I left.
Now, how do I know you didn't go there afterwards and stash it in the one place you knew would be alibied?
I haven't been back to my room.
I'm supposed to take your word for that?
It would be nice, but not essential. I have witnesses. I was at the auction house all day, casing the joint, I think you call it. Ask your friends, Dr. Bentley and Dr. Travis, about the cleaning lady and the violin. Ask them to tell you the story of Count Caltabiano.
So you concocted an interesting tale so they wouldn't forget you.
It's all true. Every word of it. And so is the fact that I never put a gun in the loo in my hotel room.
Now, how could you possibly know in advance where Gran was going to hide that gun?
I complained about the heating system, had them check the air vents, asked housekeeping to please vacuum the curtains, under the bed, behind the dresser. I had a very busy morning. Are you going to turn me in?
Any sign of Grant Connor?
Not yet. By the way, Jesse, I think it was great. You donating the violin.
Oh, thanks, but it's probably not gonna sell.
You weren't supposed to be here until tomorrow morning.
We're gonna break with traffic out of Bakersfield.
Will they dock you for that?
Yeah. Don't want to make the company look too good, huh? You still can take us tonight, can't you?
Sure. I can't go anywhere till after the auction anyway.
Great, thanks. So, that's a real mummy?
For the Egyptian auction next week. Wow. We'll put it in the basement, and I'll unpack it tomorrow. There you go.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Dr. Sloan,
Nothing yet.
here either.
You let me know if you see anything suspicious.
I will.
I have to say this again, Dad. This is a really bad idea.
The only way Vanessa can prove she didn't commit that murder is to catch the guy who did.
Unless he catches the diamond instead and pulls a disappearing act.
I want it up against that wall over there. Watch for the light overhead. That's it. Face out.
Yes, spin around.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, guys.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our auction this evening. As you know, all proceeds tonight will benefit the Building Fund for Community General Hospital. Our first item is a stunning copy of a Bergonzi violin crafted by the famous forger, Count Caltabiano. I'm going to start the bidding at $500. $550, thank you. $600. $650 to the gentleman in the boutonniere.
Dad, I think he's here.
Vanessa? 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 She's not responding.
Check on the roof. I'll go check on the diamond. Dad, keep a close watch out here, will you? suspicious? Anything at all?
No, sir. Everything seems to be just fine.
Guard, I need some help in the basement.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
Well, I guess that was all much ado about nothing. The diamond is safe, no last-minute disappearance.
Looks that way. I'll feel better about the whole thing when we find Vanessa.
Excuse me. I was told you're the gentleman who donated this beautiful instrument for the auction.
Yes, yeah.
I have a daughter. She's 13, and she's just been accepted to Juilliard. This violin will be her dream come true.
Really?
Even a copy of a Bergonzi. It's the best $15,000 I ever spent. Thank you for giving it up.
You're welcome.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I hurt you? Let me look at that. Oh.
Connor? Cover all the exits. Karate? Fred Astaire.
You got the diamond on him?
Yep, right here.
Piece of coal?
Where's the diamond?
I don't know. It was in there.
Put out an APB on her.
Oh, she and the diamond are probably long gone by now. Steve, I'm sorry. I was wrong.
Well, it doesn't happen that often.
You gonna be all right?
Yeah, I'll be fine. And don't worry, Dad. We'll catch her.
Yeah.
dear Mark, I couldn't take the diamond. Not after you put your trust in me. But at least, for a few hours, I had all 7 jewels in my possession. Just like Nicholas. Thank you for that. By the way, tell Jesse there really was a Count Caltabiano. And this violin was one of his. He should keep it as a memento of his father. Ciao, my friend.